Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It feels so YouTuber to say. I have been gone for a long time because of quarantine. I'm just not really wearing makeup ever, and besides like once a week normally, and I just haven't thought about it. Also because I was in like Zurich, which is where I'm from. It's at my parents' house. It just kind of felt weird recording a video since the sound in my house you can kind of hear. And it just felt weird. I didn't want them to hear what I was saying. It would make me self-conscious. So now I'm here, and I'm also really bad at using high-end makeup if I don't think it's like worth it. Like even like for work, a lot of days I'll wear my drugstore. So on a day like today where I'm really not going anywhere, I just had a hard time lately coming up with time to do high-end videos because I don't like wasting my makeup. So I thought today I would compromise and do a drugstore makeup tutorial because then I don't feel as guilty using products just to take it off in like an hour. So that is what I will be doing today. And to start off, I normally start with my eyes, but that's just a preference thing. Sorry, there's something on my screen. That's just a preference. So you can really start with eyes or face. I do eyes first, especially because I use bright colors a lot. And if there's any fallout, it's easier to get rid of it before I start my face makeup. But again, that's just a preference. So we are going to start with eyes. Normally, I use the MAC eye primer, and I do not like using concealer as a primer, but I don't have a drugstore eye primer, so I will just be dabbing a little bit of concealer. This is the e.l.f. Camo one, which I will talk about more later. Okay. What should I grab? Just grab a sponge. There it is. Okay. So I like using a primer just because it adds some tackiness to make the eyeshadow blend and stick more. Okay, so now that I got that down, and you don't want to use too much because if you use too much, especially with concealer, also with primer though, it's going to crease a lot easier, which is obviously what you're using primer to prevent. So now that we did that, I'm going to go in with my Morphe. I use the 3502. So Morphe is technically not a drugstore because it's not sold at all, like a Target and Walmart, but it's sold at Ulta. It's $25, so it's not like the cheapest, but they have, there's a lot of colors, 35 to be exact. They have smaller ones, and then you don't want to spend the money on Morphe. Another one that's not really drugstore that I also like, but it's sold at Ulta, is ColourPop. I'm pretty sure their palettes, I have a few, are like, I want to say under $10. So those are my go-to. So again, this is the 3502. That used to be black. It fell out. And then got all my eye brushes. All my eye brushes are Morphe. And I get them in like packs normally. So first, unfortunately, I just cleaned my makeup brushes on I think Saturday or Friday, I don't know, but this is normally what I use, but it has some yellow on it, but it should be okay. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a transition shade, which if you watched my first video, and if you watch videos, a transition shade is just a color that I put right in my crease. Right now there's nothing on this brush. Always hold your brush at the end for your transition shades because the tighter you hold, the more the more control you're gonna have, and it's gonna be more distinct color rather than a blend. And go in straight. Anyways, transition shade is just a neutral shade, kind of. I normally use a brown or like a yellow, something like that. That's just gonna help blend the look together. So for me, as you can see, I hit pan on that top one. That's my go-to transition shade. I could also use one like this. I'm so bad at this. This one would be like a transition I would use. So yeah, so we're just going to go ahead, pick it up on my brush. I always tap it off. And then I just start right here and kind of windshield wiper motion. Again, trying to go in as straight as possible with a light of hand. That way you could always add more color if you want to, because it's easier to add than take away. It's a little hard to see just because this color. Then I'm going to add it a little more in the corner and just swirl it around. And then go back to blending. I don't want to go all the way up to my eyebrow. You want to leave a space in there. And later I'll go back and highlight under my brow. So yeah, right now I just kind of go all the way out to here. And then you have your transition shade down. Sorry, I keep holding the mirror. I'm still getting used to this. So you do that. Again, it's not the brightest transition shade, but a lot of times that's what you want. You don't want it to be super noticeable, but it is noticeable. You can see a little bit of pigment there compared to this eye. It's a little more yellow browny. Anyways, so that was using just a normal blender brush. As you can see, there's no point to make a distinct, to get precision. But now I'm going to go in with, it's a little more tapered, it's smaller. This is the Morphe. I've had these for too long, the numbers are gone. And I'm just going to go in with a slightly darker shade, so that's what I'm going to go in with this one. And this time I'm going to go a little more in the crease, a little closer to the lid, so a little more precision to get it a little darker. And anyone that knows me well knows that I do not wear neutral eye looks very often, so this is just not my expertise at all. Definitely not something I even really enjoy. I don't know why. Most people, I feel like, learn makeup with neutrals, but I started using the Anastasia Renaissance palette, which is a lot of dark pinks, kind of like maroon tones, fuchsia, and that was the first palette that I like really loved, and just made me fall in love with pinks. And now I use like neons all the time. So when I use browns, I just feel like so underwhelmed. But I do like a brown when I wear like a red lip, or obviously like some outfits just you have to wear the brown. But I don't know, something about it. Like there's something that I love on other people. Like some people look so good with the neutral look, but I'm just born to be wild, I guess, if you dare to say. Just kidding. But actually, I think it'll end up being my next video. That's going to be like my go-to summer look. Face and the eyes, and that you'll get a neon pink look in that one, so look out. Anyways, so now I got that darker color a little. Now it's a little easier to see it. I was going to try recording it on my phone, so maybe like next video I should try that, because I have such an old computer, like an Asus, not a Mac, not the best quality as you can see, so I don't know, maybe I'll try my phone next time. I think I said that in the last video, but then the lighting looked good on my computer, so okay. Anyways, 10 minutes later and I still have barely done anything, so okay. So now that I've added just a little bit more dimension, this is now normally where I'm going to go in with shimmer, which a lot of people don't like, but I always use a shimmer, especially with a neutral brown, because I just feel like it needs something. Sometimes with neon I don't, but okay, so today there are a lot of shimmers in this one, but just because I'm trying to keep it as basic as possible, I'm just going to go in with this like gold see, it's just not, yeah, you can kind of see it. So this shimmers, I just go in with my finger. If I was going to use a brush, I would wet it first. There you go, you can see that popping up. I would go in with, I would wet my brush because it'll make it stick to the brush more and just give it more vibrancy, whereas if you just pick it up, especially on a powder brush, do not do that. If you're going to use it, use like a flat brush, because the powder ones, it's just going to lose all the shimmer, which is what do you want. So now that we got just that laid down basic, I'm going to go in with one last color, like I said, on a little flatter brush, not as puffy, because I want this to be a little more dense. So I'm going to go in with a darker color, this brown, and just put it on the outside corner, pick up a little bit, keep it off, and then I'm going to push it in, pack it on, not blending as much, so pack it in the spot you want it, which is that outside corner, as you can see. And now that I got it packed on, I'm kind of going to go back and forth, get it into that crease a little bit, and just blend it out. And then I go back in with that second crease color, mix it. I probably do like so many excess steps back with that other one. First transition shade, mix it. God, guys, I have toothpaste on my forehead because I'm a messy girl. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Well, that was a fun discovery. Good thing I caught that. No one would have noticed, but I did go to Jewel, so apparently I had toothpaste on my forehead. Okay. And that is that eye. So normally on a night out, I would wear a liquid eye pen on the top with like a felt tip. I don't have a drugstore one for that. Since I'm not going, I normally use the KVD tattoo liner. But since I don't have one, I am going to skip that step. And I am going to do my other eye really quick off camera. So be right back. Okay, so I'm back. As you can see, it's just like a very basic eye look. Shimmer. Okay, so now I'm going to put on some mascara, which I love. I had heard of this before through, I think, like Facebook groups, and I tried it, and it's the Essence Lash Princess. I think it's faded, but I think it's the Lash Princess, and this mascara is $5, and they have like 10 different mascaras. I've only tried this one, but they have like 10. They're all like $5, which is just crazy, and I truly love this mascara. I wear it every day for work. I think I've even worn it on the weekends. Another one I used to use, and now I'm part of so many subscription boxes that I get trial sizes of mascara, so I don't really buy drugstore just because I have high-end ones and mini that I'll just tend to use, but this I use. But it was the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal, which is $11, and that's a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I did really like that one, but I just didn't need it in my routine anymore. I like this one. This is the brush. So it's like a triangle, and it's soft bristles. So let's put this on. Again, normally I'd wear a top eyeliner, or sometimes if I'm not feeling a full top. This is also kind of old mascara. I'm due for a new one, so it's probably not as great as it once was. But anyways, if I'm not in the mood for a top mascara, will normally at least use, okay, so see, you can see, I can't see if you can see the difference because my eyes are shut, but they're definitely coated and darker. So if I'm not in the mood for a top eyeliner, I will go in with eyeshadow. on a like liner type brush, or like I think I actually use like a lip brush sometimes, and just kind of make it a little darker next to my eyelashes. I'm also not a false lashes person. Sometimes I use them. If I was, I used to buy the Kiss blowout ones, I think they were called, but I just haven't used them in forever, especially due to COVID. But I'm not really friends with people that wear false lashes. If I was, then I would for sure be wearing them all the time. But when my friends don't really wear them, and then I'm the only one in them, it's just so obvious, like, that they're fake. Especially, like, I have Lily lashes. You know that brand, like, they are so extra. And, like, some of them, I like the ones I have, but some, it's like a caterpillar on your eyeball. So, like, if you're the only one in them, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. And while I'm not a natural makeup person, it's definitely obvious I have makeup on. I don't need to be that over the top sometimes. Anyways, so now we got that mascara on. I just love it. Like, I feel like it makes them longer, thicker. I don't even like, yeah, I mean, they're curled. I didn't curl my eyelashes before putting mascara on. I sometimes do and I sometimes don't. I'm just, on the weekends, like a Saturday night, I try to always remember, but other than that, I just do whatever. So now we got that mascara on, and I don't do my eyebrows during the week either. I don't have a drugstore product. The eyebrow pencil I would use, and gel, I use a Benefit pencil and gel, 2 of their products, and then I just got like a Tarte pot that I also would use. So that's that. God, I always make these videos too long. I'm sorry, guys, but at least you get to see my beautiful face. And I have no one to talk to. I live alone, so, like, what else am I supposed to be doing? So this is my only time to really talk to anyone. And I'm not really talking to anyone, but I get to use my voice. Good thing I sing to myself, because I would never talk otherwise. Okay, primer. If I was going outside, I would use sunscreen, but I'm not going outside. I don't use drugstore sunscreen. I use Supergoop. Acts as a primer. Not going outside. So I'm going to use the Poreless Putty by e.l.f. I think it's a dupe. God. Shows I don't talk anymore. The dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I've never used it, but I've heard great things. So this is like a dupe. So silky feeling to it. It's not like a silicone-y feel or a water feel. It's a thick, like, cream, but feels very silky. And you get a lot of it. And this primer is $8. And sometimes I just, like, push it into my pores. Make sure you get it in there. Also, I already did my skincare, so, like, moisturize before, all that stuff. I also have this. I actually like the Dr. Jart, I think, which is like a high-end one, but sometimes I use a green color corrector. Like, I have some red marks, but this is $14, and I've had it for years. I'm not really going to use it today. I'm trying to stay away. Like, sometimes if you over-color correct, then you have to color correct, so I try to use it really sparingly, and this one's super green, whereas the Dr. Jart, it blends in more. So anyways, I'm not going to use it also because the foundation I'm using isn't as full coverage as what I normally use. So we're going to skip that today. And we're going to move on to foundation. So Wet n Wild. Guys, I got so many people to use this foundation. It is so cheap. It is $6.50. That's at Ulta. You can definitely get it for cheaper at other places. Again, I grabbed the wrong color. I'm going to have to go run and grab that really quick. But while I'm at it, let me just finish talking about some other options. We got the Maybelline Fit Me Poreless one. That is more matte than the other ones, which is normally what I like. But I normally wear this like to work, and just sometimes I like not matte. Depending if my skin's doing well, then I really do like this finish. But a lot of times I have imperfections to where I like more matte. Maybelline Matte and Poreless is $8. Then there's the L'Oreal Infallible, which I actually have right now. And I've heard rave reviews and I do like it, but I just like this one more, and it's normally not as like full coverage and matte as I like, so if I'm gonna do anything, then I go for this. And then the last one is, that's $15 also, so it's just not worth it for me when I could get this for $6.50 and Maybelline for $8. Makeup Revolution Conceal and Something is one I heard from Casey Holmes. She's an awesome YouTuber, very relatable, and she raves about that one. And I bought it. I was so excited. It's this huge doe foot applicator, so easy, and I really love the coverage and the finish. It's more matte based off my memory, and it is a good coverage. Pretty good for being drugstore, so I was like so excited, but it just doesn't sit as well on my skin. I notice it transfers a lot, which is like, I do have oilier skin, especially like in my T-zone, and it transfers, and if I wear that to work and I put it on at 8, by the end of the day, it doesn't sit as well on my skin, which is really sad because I do really like the coverage and the finish of it. So I do still use it here and there. I haven't rebought it, but I considered it, but it's summer right now, so I'm not buying anything, but that one is $12. So, all right, got the wrong one. I'm going to run off and go grab the right one. Okay, so I use Golden Beige. It might even be a little light for me. I haven't been using it during the summer that much because I haven't been wearing as much makeup, so I've just been wearing my It Cosmetics, which is dark. So, I don't know. I have the Real Technique sponge, which is $10, which is like, you do not need, sturdy, sorry. You do not need a high-end foundation or sponge at all. This does the trick, at least in my opinion. And I also have the Morphe one, which I also really like, and that one is $8. So you can definitely get sponges for less, but I don't know if I want to use a sponge, or I have some Morphe brushes. So if you're going to use a brush, you want a compact, dense one. Again, fluffy. It's just going to move. It's going to pick up too much product. I don't know. I guess I could do one side each. Let's see. Just kind of dab that in. I'm curious to see how this is going to look compared to my body, because I am kind of tan right now. That's what happens when you go home for a month with a pool, and I had my laptop out there with me, obviously, like working when I like had stuff I needed to do, but a lot of times I wouldn't go outside till later afternoon, and I would get a lot of my work done in the morning, which is why it's like torture now being home back at my apartment in Chicago, because I don't have, I'm going to go in with a sponge just to make sure I get this all blended out, because I don't even have like a balcony, so I really have like nowhere to go. So I'm inside all day beside my workout normally, which I run the lakefront trail. I'm assuming most of you are my friends if you're watching this, but you know, maybe one day it'll be strangers. And anyone that lives in Chicago or doesn't, there's like a lakefront trail, just kind of run out across Lake Michigan. So I've been doing that every day around 5 because it's too hot for me. I've run a couple times during lunch and it's so hot, but I do it, and I'm just not a morning person. Anyone that knows me knows I am not a morning person at all. So even when I run at 5, it is not fun because it's still so hot. Like the sun is just beating down on me at that time. Yeah, so you can't really tell, but normally I have a neutral to like a yellow undertone, but since it's summer, I don't know, it's just a little more yellow than I want, but we'll bronze it up and it'll be fine. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just never outside at all besides my workout. So it's not fun being trapped in my apartment. I have nothing to do besides work, which I do work, but not as busy as some people. Hence recording this video in the middle of the workday. So also really depends on the day and how busy I am. But like, I've been trying to I do read a lot more than a lot of people, but I've been trying to like step it up even more just because otherwise I've been binge watching Vampire Diaries. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassing. I was telling my friend, and I also told my hairdresser when I got my hair done, I had to have started rewatching Vampire Diaries like the last week of June, I think. I was here. And that's less than a month. I'm already on season 7. That is bad even for me. Like, I am a TV addict, but that is bad. Like, it just shows I have literally nothing going on and nothing else I'm watching. It's just, like, pathetic. Okay, so I do like this foundation. It's more of a natural, like, finish. It's not matte. It's not dewy. And it's, I would say, like, medium to full coverage. You can build it up, but because of the finish of it, I do get breakouts. Like, you can see, I'm in different lighting, but, like, if I'm looking in this mirror, I can see it. So it's not always the best at, like, fully covering blemishes. It definitely makes it look better, but if it was my, like, high-end matte full coverage, it would just work slightly better. But, like I said, if I had perfect skin, I would love this foundation. Well, I do love it. I would love it even more. So, okay. And then concealer. See, this works really well with my It Cosmetics tan one. So, to brighten I conceal a lot to brighten. So, I use one that's slightly lighter. So, this one might not be the perfect one, but we're going to use it anyways. And this is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, which is $6. So, that is really, really good. And then I've also used the Flower Beauty one, which is Drew Barrymore's company, and that one is $10. This one is slightly thicker, matte, full coverage. The Flower one is $2, but not as much as this. This is closer, I would say, similar maybe to my Shape Tape, which is like, you know, that one gets mixed reviews because some people love it. I mean, I used to be like the holy grail, but a lot of people are shying away from it because, especially if you have dry under eyes, it's gonna really dry you out or crease easily. And go with it. I used to do the whole triangle under the eye, like the whole thing, but I've been trying to shy away from that just because it's unnecessary. I just spread it in that direction, and by doing it like this, you're less likely to get cakey, and it's less likely to separate because you're not using as much product. And again, I really do like this one. It's really nice coverage, especially for being $6. Luckily, like, I don't have terrible discoloration, but I think if you have like really blue under eyes, you could color correct with like a yellow, I think. Would that be? No, color correct. Oh my god, guys, did I just say something? I don't know. I don't have blue undertones, so I feel like I'm confusing myself. Or would it be purple? I don't know. I guess I should have researched that before making a suggestion. Sorry, guys. Like red is green, I know. redness is green, like I said earlier. Anyways, I don't really have that much under eye discoloration, but I do have like a crease like right here that I always notice. But yeah, so I just bring this down and around, and then sometimes I'll go back in and just add more here. Wow, guys, I'm not using a mirror, so I just hit my nose. And we're just gonna make. I need to learn how to edit videos, guys. Also, that's why these are so long, because I don't edit them. Maybe I should look that up, because that would probably be beneficial to you guys, so you're not having to sit and watch. Maybe I'll put like time markers, like this is when I finish the eyes, this is when I start the face, because they're long, and I'm sorry, because I'm not famous enough to have such long videos. Anyways, so now that I got the concealer down, I don't even know how to do this one because it has such a small cap. So I don't normally use this one, but I have it on deck. It's the Makeup Revolution setting powder, banana powder, and it is $8. I have it in the banana, which is yellow, but they sell it in other ones. Like I said, I don't normally use this one anymore. I really like the Laura Mercier. I have to rebuy it. Right now I have the Jeffree Star. No one would come for me with that. I just bought it a while ago and I love the way it smells. Okay. Sometimes I bake, sometimes I don't. Today I'm not going to bake. This is yellow, like I said, which helps brighten the under eyes, but I've been using more translucent just all over my face lately. Maybelline has a really nice, this is a loose powder, but Maybelline has a really nice pressed powder. That's what I like to use to touch up, but I don't have one. But the Maybelline pressed powder is $8 also, so not bad. Okay, now we're going to go in bronzer, and there's truly only one drugstore bronzer you need to know about, and you probably heard of it before because it's the one that everybody talks about, and that is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells amazing. Take me to the beach. Oh, it smells so good. And it goes on amazing. It's a great color for many different skin tones, as you can see. I love it. And truly, like, I feel like, God, I need to get the hang of this. I need to use this mirror. Truly, I feel like when people talk about drugstore bronzers, like, this is the only one, basically, that, especially if they're doing, like, one of everything. Oh my God, guys, how stupid do I look? Like, there. I keep going, like, towards my eye. I just feel like this is like the only bronzer that really, if they're picking one bronzer, it's going to be the Physicians Formula one, because it just has such, guys, don't judge me by the movements of this brush, because unless I'm looking away, but when I'm looking this way, I can't get it. Anyways, the Physician bronzer just smells so good. It smells like summer. It has such a nice, natural kind of finish. That's why I said it's really good for all types of people. Like, if you're not someone that likes to be, like, overly bronzed, you can use this. And if you are someone that likes to be super bronzed, you can use it too and just build it up. Yeah, so I do bronzer. Cheeks, jaw, forehead. I bronze everywhere that I can. That's a little bronze action. Nothing too crazy. Then I normally do my nose, but just like a tad down the side, nothing crazy again. I would if I was like going out or like contouring, but I'm not. So okay, that was bronzer. Physicians Formula, $15-ish, depending where you're buying it. Only one you need to know about, in my opinion. Blush. Milani. This is the Luminoso blush. One of the classics also. Is beautiful. It has a slight shimmer, so if you're breakout texture prone on your cheeks, you're not going to want to use this one as much because shimmers will draw attention to texture. Oh, it's just so pretty. It has such like a natural sheen to it, which is like good for me today too because I don't have a drugstore highlighter, and since I'm not going anywhere, I don't really care about using one. So this blush is $9.50. This again at Ulta. Not at Ulta. The price may be different. Another blush I like are the, well, I think there's another Milani, just like, kind of like a flower, I think. I had one of theirs, but I got rid of it or it broke. And then Flower Beauty. Again, that's Strawberry Mars brand. They have one that I use. I like putting blush on my nose sometimes, too. It just makes it a little fresher looking. More natural. Anyways, and the Flower Beauty one is $10. I don't have it anymore, but I used to. And like I said, I don't have a drugstore highlighter, but like I said, this does have a nice glow to it. So that is how I'm looking so far. Basically done. Yeah, so now I just normally go in with that eyeshadow that we used earlier in this video. And I will just do my bottom of my eye. Not everyone likes this, but I just think it makes the look so much more cohesive if you connect the bottom out to the corner. I just think, yeah, like I said, so much more cohesive. Go in with the light color first, and then I go in with the darker color more towards the outside. And then last item on the list is eyeliner, which I use for the waterline. Actually, there's another one. There's more. And I use Essence. Oh my gosh, where's Essence once again. Liner, and this eyeliner, I feel like I normally use Marc Jacobs, but this one does go on really well. Gonna poke my eye out. And like I'll wear this one for work. So like more days. And this eyeliner is, sorry guys, $3. $3. Free. It's amazing. Decent quality. Obviously not like gonna take over the world, but it is good quality. And it is $3. Like, think about that. You could buy this and like, actually, like, I wonder how many of those you could buy for the price of like the one I used from Marc Jacobs. I was like, can't get the hang of this. And then I'm just going back in with the mascara on the bottom. I almost forgot mascara on the bottom the other day, and I could just tell I looked so weird. I was taking like my Snapchats, and I was like, what looks so weird? I forgot to have a mascara. Thank God I realized. Okay, so then I go in, I set everything with powder. Again, normally I use translucent powder, but I don't have that. So I just take my brush, powder everything down. This is especially crucial if you are wearing a mask, because otherwise you're gonna get makeup all over your mask if you do not set everything down into place. Speaking of setting powder, I didn't do. Setting powder is extremely important in my opinion. Some people say they don't need it, but I need it. I need it big time. Especially because I'm oily. But in the summer, I feel like especially everyone needs it. So that's the last step. Wow, 40 minutes later, guys. If you're still here, you're a good friend. Setting spray, Morphe. This is really, again, not drugstore, but it's all I use. Well, no, only drugstore one price I use, and I love it. This one, though, I feel like I got a defective one because I've used this before, and this, well, that spray actually, I don't know, there was like one time when I was using it, or like a couple weeks ago, and like every time I would go to use it, it like squirted at me. Like I felt like my face was wet, which was so weird because it's supposed to be fine, like you can see, which now it is. Anyways, let's actually spray my face. Okay, that's more like it. That spray worked out well. I'm pretty sure like Flower Beauty and maybe Milani has setting powder or sprays that people like, but oh yeah, and then lipsticks. Maybelline, I got this one. NYX lip pencils are my favorite, and these are like $4, the liners. I have some old NYX lipsticks, this Maybelline, and then I like, this is like my favorite lip as of now. This is Kylie Cosmetics Creme Brulee, Velvet, I think the finish would be, and I wear it all the time. It's like a good light pink neutral. And then I also have the Kylie gloss. This is Lost Angel. Again, Kylie is not drugstore, but it is at Ulta. And then ColourPop has some decent liquid lips as well. So yeah, lipstick. I'm not that picky, honestly. I normally don't, like in the summer, I'll just wear, like I said, I basically wear this Kylie one all the time with that pink gloss. But in the winters when I'll more wear a lot of purples. Big on the purples in the fall and winter. So you'll see more of those in upcoming months. But so here is the final look. Yeah, so that is my go-to drugstore products. I guess I'll link them in the description below, or if I forget to link anything or you're curious about some products, because I do know other products. I just don't have them, and maybe I haven't used them, but I might still have some feedback. If there's any products you're wondering about, just let me know, and I can give you my opinion or some things I might have heard since I watch a ton of YouTube, especially in the quarantine. So thank you for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you love any of these products, or if you've used these products because of me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, I think I'm going to do my favorite beauty tools. Like, they're not actual makeup, but they are like tools. I don't know, hard to explain, but it would make sense. And then in the next coming weeks, I'm going to do my favorite summer go-to look foundation and eye makeup also. So stay tuned for those, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.